Hey, welcome to my stream. I'm Zero One. Thank you for joining me tonight. And despite the fact that Stream Elements is broken, and apparently I'm broken too, because this is not going to be Destiny. That's not Destiny up there. See? So, even though the schedule says Destiny tonight, I'm doing something different. You're always a meme in my heart, Spring. Anyway, what we're doing tonight is we're going to do some more world building in Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition for once. Last week I started working on something in Minecraft, but Spring pointed out that it might be easier to do it in Neverwinter Nights with the D&D toolset already set up for D&D. The only difference and problem with doing it in Neverwinter Nights is that it's going to be, I think, 3rd edition as opposed to 5th edition, which I would be looking to play in, but it's still going to give good representation, and it's going to be a heck of a lot easier to build in it, theoretically, than in Minecraft and building everything from scratch. And I do not need to stop listening to you. I will always listen to you. That's the only way I'm not going to listen to you. So there. Anyway, it's a lot easier to do it in this than it is in that, and I can do a lot of custom scripting and things, and it'll actually be a Dungeons and Dragons thing. But we'll see how it goes. We'll poke at it tonight. There are some troubling issues with it on my nice high-end computer. Most importantly is that if I try to move the map around in the toolset, I have to be very careful. Otherwise, the entire tiles, world, etc. just goes zooming off the screen, and that's a major issue to get back to it. Anyway, here we go. Right on into the editor. And I have no idea what to call this, but I'm going to call it, I think, Tears of the Dark Moon. Why? I don't know. That's going to be our module title. I've had this thing for quite some time in stories and otherwise about a place called the Tavern of the 12 Elves. And so I don't see any reason not to go with that. Let me turn on the voice mod as well. Alrighty, why are we getting echoes again? I think I know why. Clear, clean. Alright, voice mod is being a pain. So, go away. Voice mod has left the building for the moment. Anyway, we'll continue on while it loads up. Alright. First place we're going to do is the inside of the tavern that I had started to do before. Now let's re-enable voice mod. Test. Testing. All right. I have no idea why it's being a butthead. But this is epic. All right, turn that off. It's a distraction. I fixed it. I found out that it was voice mod that was the problem last week, and I fixed it. I don't know why it's being a butthead tonight. But anyway. Tavern of the 12 Elves of Dark Moon. But I'm going to keep it short, so we'll just call it Tavern of the 12 Elves. Now, we need an interior. We will call it City Interior 1. We will make it 8 by 16 for no good reason. I probably won't even use that much space. But because I can. House interior. That seems decent. I'm going to have to talk more because this is just quiet. I have no music or anything. No sounds even other than my computer. It's kind of creepy. Wealthy house? Tavern 1. During the day. Tavern 2 during the night. Check modifiers. You're above ground. Alright. Congratulations. You now have a playable module that you can adventure on your own. Blah 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 blah. Who cares? Alright. So this is our starting point. And you can move it around a little bit in the editor. But what I was referring to is this. These little buttons down here. If I press them, I can move side to side. But if I press them a little too hard, too long, everything just goes zipping away. Particularly when I'm zoomed out. So, although there was an update yesterday, and maybe that's fixed it a little bit because it's behaving a little bit better than it had been. Yeah, sure. Nothing plot related here. At least not yet. If I do this as a regular stream sort of thing, I'll probably do the plot related stuff off stream. But, you know, just building environments, building places is not that big a deal. Because you don't know what you're going to hit. Heck, even if I just let you run through this, I don't know where you're going to go. Alright, so in room. Not what I want. I want in interior. And so you can easily build out nice little areas like this. Easily. Frankly, though, I wish it would just allow you to have a purely empty area without adding all of the clutter in here. Because, sadly, the tables and things are not actually usable. Which, while is technically a flaw, makes sense considering this is early 2000s, late 90s sort of technology, so you can't do everything. Yeah, you do. Or I should get busy with your Archfey patron. Figure things out with it. Okay, doorway. We need a doorway. No, we don't. Not that sort of doorway. Let's see. In door transition. Nope. There we go. One of the problems I had early on and didn't figure out until more than a few days later was that if you choose a door, like here, it just sort of spins, and even though you can see that it's a door, you can't do anything with it unless you have a doorway. And that makes perfect sense, but you would think that you can just place a door down anywhere and work from there. But it doesn't work like that in the Neverwinter Nights, at least not. Yeah. Your patron, I know, but your patron has to go somewhere and be linked and controlled by someone. That would be me, the DM. So, ha. Anyway, so we needed to have a door, and you can't go through from one world to another world, or one area to another area, without a transition point of some sort. And so I didn't realize I needed to place down a doorway, which instead of being with the doors, is actually in the tile area. So that was kind of awkward and weird. Uh-huh, sure. And I'm free to completely ignore them, your notes, as I will be the DM. So there. And so, anyway, back to the door. I didn't realize I needed to put in a doorway first, even though it seems logical. I thought it would automatically create that, but no, it doesn't. Anyway, what we're going to have to do is create another area before we can actually link this to another area, or to that area. And that would be done through the area transition tab here and set up transition. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So we'll create a new area. Wouldn't I, though? Shouldn't I introduce the whole disappointment of many things early on in life? Fine. All right, this is a rural area. And we're going to make it as large as we're allowed to make it. Because why not? Because even though I'm going to start with just one building and focus on this building tonight, I will likely add a lot more to it. Nah. That wouldn't be any fun. All right. Let's see if we can find a decent building here. Guard tower, temple, generator. Why is there just no inn? We have houses, which I might have to use a house as a placeholder for the inn, but I don't know. Yeah, house 1. Congratulations. So this is going to be our inn. Isn't it pretty? Let's add a nearby stream. Actually, that's the wrong thing, but still, we'll create a little pond over here. We'll create a stream running to it. If there's a flaw with this system, is that everything is a little too fixed and rigid. It's not very flexible in terms of directions and aim and so forth. It's very much 90 degrees. And you can do little things like that, create a nice little island in the middle of that, but it is very much limited otherwise. In fact, I don't even know if you can create a bridge over that. Doesn't look like it. But again, I'll have to dig into this a little more. And find ways around things. Let's try raising and lowering the ground. Hmm. That's kind of satisfactory, but let's see how high we can take it. It's not too bad. Significantly higher than the inn, but meh. I was also kind of assuming we could create a divot in the ground, but it doesn't look like we can. We'll see, Spring. We'll see how that all works out. Because we're still a long ways away from me having any actual idea about a campaign for you. Let alone actually an adventure or anything along those lines. I have a lot to think about. Just trying to get rid of the fake little hill I built. Then I'll get back to our little tavern. The only thing that's going to be kind of a spoiler for you, Spring, if this is something that we use and do, is that everything will start in our little tavern of the 12 Elves of Darkmoon here. That's the only real spoiler. And that's not so much a spoiler as a thing. It's a known quantity. Anyhow, getting up here to our little house. I mean, our tavern. We need to put a door on the outside. And so we now have a door. All right. First and foremost, let's give these properties. Most importantly, you need to have a tag, which we're going to do 12 elves exterior door. But you never know which one I'm going to attack or win. Ultimately, as DM, I'm going to have to do that anyway. You know, it's kind of my job. We'll call that merchant door, or add that to faction merchant. At some point, we'll probably have scripts for various things that we'll add in and comments and so forth. And I need to go to the other door and give it a tag and preferably a name. And that makes it easier to spot and identify and use. Focus on that. Properties. Because we're going to have a nice long list of items in each of these areas underneath this whole tree menu with countless items. And so we'll want to know exactly what's what. All right. So go properties on that door again. area transition, setup transition. We want to go interior into the Tavern of the 12 Elves, both ways, interior doors checked, and boom. So now when someone opens the door, they'll have a nice little icon for entering, and they click it and are taken immediately to the interior. Or if they're inside, they're immediately taken to the exterior. So that's how that works. So let's continue to build. I know that I'm going to have some stairs over here. Stairs going up. And back here towards the center of the room, we're going to have a kitchen door. But I don't want that like that. Thank you very much. Nope. All right, maybe just doorway. No, no, no. Cut that out. Put kitchen, kitchen, kitchen. And kitchen stairs both. No, not what I wanted. Thank you. Actually, probably should have made this area bigger. That's all right. We'll make do. All right. Off to this side, we'll have a doorway first. And then corridor. And another doorway. And here we shall have an in room. Multiple in rooms, in fact. All right. So we have what? 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, I'm counting from scratch again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rooms downstairs. Which isn't bad. Because you're going to be able to rent these rooms when I'm done with it. Or rather, purchase the rooms. And each room is going to have a door and a chest in it, in addition to a bed, which sadly is not usable, but still. At least I don't think it's usable. Let me see. Miscellaneous interior. Usable. Okay. Maybe they will be usable. All right. We're going to do a quick test here. Yeah, you do have a love of bards. It's not a bad thing. It's just you do have a love of bards. I kind of fostered it a little bit, and there's nothing wrong with it. Let's go ahead and get our chest in here too, our first one, just so we can do a test. So one of the nice features of this tool set is right under the build menu, you can go to test module, and it'll go ahead and launch Neverwinter Nights, load up the module, and put you right in the world. So this is our little character in this huge room. And since we want to test the bed, we're just going to go straight back there. Whoops, wrong direction. If you've never seen Neverwinter Nights before, this is what it looks like. It has some significant limitations, considering it's literally 1990s technology, it's not too bad. Okay, so technically the bed is usable, but you don't actually do anything with it. Unlike the chest, which you can go into and grab stuff in, put stuff into, etc. So, that's that. Let's come around here and go into our kitchen. Might need to move the stairs in order to get this wall back. But for the moment, we're also going to go outside, make sure that the door works. Yep, certainly for the outside, it works. Gonna have to rotate the house around because you come in facing the north, or rather the south, but when you go outside, you're facing the south, so gotta rotate that around, but that's not a big deal. Alright, get out of that, back to our editor. Alright, so let's go back out to Heaven's Blessings. Our nice little village in the countryside. If it'll let us. Uh-oh. Alright. Hit a error, but I was thinking it was going to be a crash, and it wasn't, thankfully. Alright, maybe we have to redo the door entirely. Maybe. Where's the house? Where? There it is. This is house 2. We'll use it instead, maybe? Maybe. Maybe not. It's not looking like anything I remember it looking like. It doesn't matter. We'll go with house 1 still. We'll set it right next to the old one. And we have to put the door back in, or recreate the door. But that's not a big deal. At least we'll be facing the right direction, and so it won't cause any disorientation. Which is always a good thing. We do not like disorientation. Save that. Set up that transition again. And save again. All right, so let's go back inside. You can turn usable off on this. Why would a bed be hostile? All right, so that's back to being unusable. We'll select it and the chest, copy that, paste it there, paste it here, paste it here. The editor really needs to have keyboard shortcuts as well for moving the map around. So you don't have to rely on these little buttons. Yeah, I know. I have no talent whatsoever. Place that there. Place that there, roughly. I'm doing okay work, but it also helps that I did this like 3 times this week already. Not so much as a practice or as a rehearsal, but to learn how to actually do this. And while I probably could have used the existing module that I've been working on, it's better to just go ahead and start from scratch with actual names and things that I probably will use. Just be more comfortable and competent and don't have to worry about changing everything later. It was a thing in a story that I wrote or had been writing years ago. 12 elves had been a part of an adventuring company, and while they were successful and lived fairly long lives, ultimately only one really settled down for the after the adventuring life, or made it to the event at post adventuring life, and as a result named her tavern in honor of her former party, Tavern of the 12 Elves of Darkmoon, which was a region in the story I was writing, named after, obviously, a dark moon. The world had 2 moons. One was bright and very easy to see at night. The other was dark. The only time you actually really saw it, other than during an eclipse, was when it blotted out the stars at night. I never decided whether one of the two moons was further than the other, so it's also possible that if the dark moon was smaller or closer to the planet than the brighter moon, that it would have been visible, um, basically causing eclipses on a regular basis. But I never decided that. I never got too far with the story either, really. It was about 30 pages long, which was one of my longer stories at the time. And to be honest, I don't know if I even still have it anymore. Because over the years, I lost a lot of my work, a lot of my stories to hard disk crashes. All right, so each of our little rooms has a door. Yeah, I know. Then that frustrates me. That frustrates me like nobody's business. All right. 12 elves. Room 1 door. I'm giving these doors tags because that's how you create keys, or you need you need to identify the doors with in the key item that you create if you want it to be lockable. And if I'm going to be renting these rooms out to my players, I want the players to be able to lock their doors. So, me. I've read some of them, and I know your stories tend to be fluff, but I'm willing to bet that there was some gold in them. I'm willing to bet that. This will be room 2. I don't know what I named the other one. Okay, I did maintain some consistency. Cool. I like it when I'm consistent. They're not all fluff? Hey, I embrace the experimental and random and weird stories myself. A lot of my stories have been just randomness that I've somehow or another made something out of. All right. Now to create some keys. Actually, before I do that, for the moment, let's just put a chest down and we'll put the keys in there. course, I don't quite remember how to create the keys or where they're at. I was tinkering with that the other day, but didn't get very far. New. Key. Well, elves. Or 1. E. It'd be funny to make it a weapon. Let's put it under other. Appearance is a key. We will mark it as a plot item so it can't be destroyed. Properties. Yep, I think that's all good. I think. I'll call this door key door, whatever. Number 2, the second key. Basically just updating the item name and tag over and over again. And then dragging it on over. Eventually, these will go on the innkeeper. And there's going to be some more rooms upstairs as well, by the way. Is there a cat or a dog? I don't know. Should there be a cat or a dog at the end? Or are you talking about as items, creatures that can be put in there? I don't know. I don't know if there's a mascot. I haven't looked at the creatures since I originally played Neverwinter Nights way back in 2001, 2002, and 2003, I believe it was. Okay. Let's come back over here to the doors. First, let me save. Because if it does crash, I don't want to lose my work. All right. It's locked. It can be relocked. Key is required to open. 12 elves. Room 1 key. All right, let's save that and let's go test it. Alright, so I need to give these better keys, or better names, I think. For the moment, let's take door key number 2, even though it won't open anything, because, well, I didn't do anything with it yet. We're going to try to go into door 1 and see if it'll open. It shouldn't. Good, it says locked. Door 2, of course, is unlocked. And I haven't set up door 2 yet, so I can't just lock it there. Come back over here. Now, if I entered the tag right and did things right, I should be able to unlock this door and go in the room. That is an interesting idea. Inventory. I may have done the key wrong. Specific key. I have the specific key. Alright, I clearly did it wrong. What if the innkeeper just wants their cut? You ever think about that? Did you? Did you? Uh-oh. Looks like we've hit a crash, or maybe not. Alright. We are getting issues. Oh no, we're having an ad soon. Be warned, be warned. Well, I'm glad I copied that before I hit that little button. Alright, yeah, we hit a crash that we can't get out of at the moment, which is unfortunate. We'll kill this and come back in. As soon as I spot my Steam window. Alright. Launch that again. Up. We gotta get out of here. I gotta quit this. We gotta go and watch Critical Role. Or not. I don't compare to them. I wouldn't blame you for leaving. Alright. Properties, inventory. Custom items, miscellaneous, other, edit. This is true, they are not. But, you know, not yet, they aren't. They might one day, right? I forgot to do something. I forgot to update the instance of the items. Otherwise, I'd have to delete them and put it back in the world, and it's a whole thing. At least I think I'd have to do that. I don't see the update instance button. Alrighty then. Alright. We'll delete it and bring it back in. Delete all of these. But we'll start with that one. Let me make sure the, Hey, Spring. Hey, Spring. You'd rather be here? Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Spring. Okay. You want to go to thrift stores? Oh, no. Not thrift stores. Let's change this as well. I'll go ahead and we'll leave it unlocked. Key required to unlock or lock. Modify that to that. And that should work, even if I grab that key. All right, let's try this again. Yeah. I don't do that nearly as well as you do, Spring. I forgot to put the other keys back in the chest. But let's see if we can open the door this time. All right, there we go. Lock the door. All right, so we got the locks working. I'm going to take this another step forward. This occurred to me while I was tinkering with it the other day, is that maybe we'll have the chest be lockable as well. You know, lock up your valuables whenever you rent a room or you leave them behind, just to make sure someone doesn't come in and steal your stuff. So let's go ahead and exit. Come on, let's get back in. All right. We're going to run back in there in a second. Inventory, we want nothing in there. Okay, nothing is listed. But what I've been experiencing while testing this week is that even though I'm specifying that the chest is empty, I'm not putting anything in it. It's when you actually are in game, it has stuff in it. And I don't want that. That ain't cool. Can be relocked, required key. So your room key will unlock your chest as well. Treasure model. Bones potion. There should be something for nothing. Hmm. It would be very convenient if your room key locked or also worked on this lock. Dot, dot, dot. Anyway, so that's how that goes. You want to buy props and furniture and steal a corner of my basement? You want to steal a corner of my precious basement? Okay. She's very convincing. All right, so back to our inventory here. But now I'm a little concerned about these keys because they seem to exist only in the space of this chest. So how am I going to get them to elsewhere? I don't know yet. I'll figure that out. You want to have fun in my little room, my private little space. That's okay. You can do that. You can be down here with me. That's cool. Except from when I'm, working and doing meetings and things. Excuse me. Particularly meetings. Otherwise, you can be here all day, all night, whatever you want, whenever you want. It's your house too, Spring. Yeah, this is true. You would be very, very low on space indeed. In your office, above ground, where you get to see the sky. Hmm. Stealing a spot in my dungeon. Hmm. My dungeon. Boo. You're not wrong, Phil. All right. Now we just have to go and configure. I'm boring you? Oh no. We have to go and configure all of these doors. Copy that key tag. Run properties here. Can be relocked, requires a specific key. Okay, yeah. We don't want people just wandering into the rooms. And going through people's chest. That's rude. That's very rude. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure I renamed the appropriate tag here. Okay, good. Four, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now, as relatively easy as this is for doors and chests, it gets to be a little more awkward with setting up stairs, going upstairs and downstairs within an area. And that's because of dimensions. 3 dimensions to be precise. Oops. Meant to copy the tag to make it easier. Well, we can always go back to that music shop. They did classes, but classes cost money, so when we get some money to spare, I have no problem paying for classes for you. Yeah, that's easier to get. All right. Coming over here. To deal with steps, to go upstairs or downstairs, the easiest thing to do would probably be to just put a door there and mark it as a transition. But to have it as an open area looks better. At least in theory. what we need to do as well is put a waypoint here. Where is it? Generic. Yep, yep. Just waypoint. And I think that nice little black box we're getting on screen is going to is indicating that we're going to crash at some point in a much less pleasant way. Okay. Name 12 elves. Main floor. And 1. Because we're going to have another pair of waypoints for our transition from upstairs to downstairs elsewhere. Back near the kitchen. All right. I believe this was 8 by 16. So let's go ahead and create another area. What I had done earlier was to just literally duplicate this area and to represent the upstairs rather than just creating it from scratch. It was fairly easy to do it that way, but by the same token, I didn't really like it. So, truthfully, I don't even need an 8 by 16 area to duplicate this, but... Alright, yeah, it's making more and more sense to just copy it. Create copy. Will you let me type? You really don't want me to type, do you? You want to just use what's already there. Fine. Fine. We'll just go to a second area. We'll let you have it your way. Properties. Fine. Fine, 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 fine. We'll load that. We will maybe rename it if we have an option. Upstairs. Okay, first and foremost, delete this doorway. We don't need it anymore. Someone sending me messages. Okay, we don't need that chest in the middle of the room either. A funny picture. Pictures aren't funny. They're very serious business. Okay, that's gone. Now we need stairs down. That's correct, but it's not in the right spot. So, delete that. Now we have a nice little corridor, and boom. All right. Unlike downstairs, this is all going to be, for the most part, at any rate, open space until we get over there to the rooms. So corridor, corridor, corridor. Really? You're not going to let me do this? Maybe I just need to select tiles and delete. No? No? Not going to let me do it that way? No? Sure, be a spoil sport. See if I care. Alright, there's a door there, isn't there? There was. It's not there anymore. Alright. Fine. Fine, 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 fine. Oh, I would have been overriding the existing room, which we do not want to do. Yet. Maybe. I don't know. So while this inn isn't exactly a Holiday Inn with hundreds and hundreds of rooms, this is one that has a fair size to it. And add a corridor back here. Actually, no. Doorway. Because this open space, if I have my way, is just going to have beds here. Which is kind of weird, yes, but I figure it's a cheap way of having a place to stay at night after you've had way too much to drink. Whereas if you have the money, you can afford to actually rent a room. Hey, that worked out better than I thought. Thought it would. All right, let's see if we can figure out how to get rid of all the clutter stuff. But first, let's save. The clutter is nice and all, but it basically is in the way. Chessboard. Ooh. Definitely not what I want. It is interesting. I think that might be as good as I'm going to get. I think. If I do, no. Neat. But no. What about you? Also neat, but no. Hmm. Bordello. Ooh. Smithy. No, none of that's what I want up here. Well, maybe barracks. Nope, because it has the stairs here. Can I delete that? Just that one thing? No. Alright, fine. Alright, so idea is we'll put some beds down here. Need a space to save for the night. Boom. You get generic bedding in a room with 50 other people. Alright, maybe not 50, but certainly could be a dozen or two other people. Why are those up on the roof? Why are you up in the air? So, hypothetically, people could just crash there if they're too drunk to go home. They pay a copper or two for the night, and boof, they're done. They don't have to go anywhere. It's all good. All right. So, as I was saying about the stairs and 3 dimensions, the hypothetical third dimension. In order to set up a trigger, you need to be able to draw that and get it right. Problem is, there's no real way to do that easily. Like, you think I'm drawing right along the door frame there, but I'm pretty much not. I'm drawing behind the doorway. And so it's weird. I've never mastered the transition, the area, or the trigger drawing for this sort of thing. But maybe there is something that'll work. I don't know. Probably not. Nope, that's not going to work. What I typically do is just paint or surround the stairs so that you click in this area and Bob's your uncle. And it'll work, but you literally have to click on the floor in that area for it to do its thing. Then we go back downstairs and we do the same thing. Oops, not what I wanted. View area. All right. Did I give this waypoint a name? I did. Okay. I didn't give the upstairs one a name, but that's okay. We'll go back up there right now and give this waypoint a name. 12 elves upstairs. Floor 1. You have to give them waypoints for these transitions to actually go to. Otherwise, they just don't appear. I don't know. I'm making that up, but basically you do need to have waypoints for these to go to. And that can be a little complicated, a little messy, but it works mostly. I'm sure there's probably a better way to do it, but what it is, I have no idea. What I should do, a little bit of wisdom, would be to look at how the professionally done modules do it. And maybe I'll do that in the future, but not right now. All right, let's test this, make sure we can go upstairs and downstairs. And then what we'll have to do is create doors and keys for all of the upstairs and downstairs. Well, all of the additional rooms. So, see this nice little blue glowing area? Alright, so we made it upstairs. Let's make sure we can make it back downstairs. Alright, good. Run around up here real quick. And I'll have to rename all of these doors and give them new keys. New keys and new tags. Everything. Yeah, that is creepy. I don't know if it's the creepiest thing in the world, but it's definitely creepy. Hey, I didn't even have to click. Okay, I'm using the keyboard to actually move the character at the moment. And I was curious if just using the keyboard to run through an area would trigger the triggers, and it does. So that's good news. It's not bad. It's not bad music at all. Let's check our kitchen door. Alright. And right back into the tool set. Alright. So what we've done is a fair amount of work, but there's so much more that needs to be done. Every single building in an adventure will need to be detailed out like this. Built up, layer by layer, piece by piece, and generally put to good use. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But it can be a lot of fun, too. Alright, let's see if we can move that tile over. Hypothetically, my adventurers should never be back in this area. But that doesn't mean they won't find themselves back here. Alright, good. Let me put wall back. Alright. Let's go back upstairs. And we're going to cheat things over a little. Because we have more rooms back in this spot. View area. Where that would be. Where that upstairs, or rather, that stairway would be. Or lead. And so we're going to cheat and assume that the stairs don't actually lead to that spot, but lead to another area over here. So, what shall we put over here? First, we need to have the stairs. Yeah, that works. So, even though this is upstairs, you wouldn't be able to get to it from up here. Unless I put in a hidden door or something. If I can even do that. It would be cool if I can. I don't know if it's possible. But it would be cool if I could. Alright. So, what are we going to do up here? Home upper 2x2? Oh, hey, that's actually better. Because I intended this to be the living quarters up here. Yep. Can't see where my stairs are quite well, or well. And by living quarters, I mean living quarters for the staff. The owner, whatever. Yeah, that'll work. And let's see if we can connect that up with anything. The answer appears to be no. But we can add doors here, so they get a little bit of privacy. Uh-oh. No! Alright. So that's crash number 2. Unfortunately, I didn't get to save that after adding that. Game does say nah. But I'm going to fight this. I'm going to fight it. And let's take a look and see what it did. If it saved any of it in a usable form, because the few times I got crashes, it did not really save anything. It looks okay up here. Looks okay down here. All right, we'll go with this. We'll trust it. But we'll save it as a different name if we can, just to be on the safe side. Groups, 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 groups. I think it was home upper 2. Yeah, and that's the correct orientation, I think. Save it. Okay, we'll save it as the real thing. All right. Come on, slide over. Let me put some doors on ya. And you need a waypoint. Excuse me. I'll do the actual transition trigger for this later. Elves. Upstairs, floor. Floor to waypoint. And we will copy that tag. What you doing, Spring? Are you being sneaky? Are you? Yeah, okay. I see what happened here. Another waypoint. like that. Wolves. Main floor 2. And then I'll create a trigger for here to go into a basement that I haven't created yet, and things will be good. Excuse me. And kitchen. Wall back up here. Actually, kitchen there, thank you. Thank you, Spring. All right. So when you spawn into this module, you'll spawn right here in the heart of the area of the whole thing, of the whatchamacallit, of the Tavern of the 12 Elves of Dark Moon. And so that is a good start, I think. But there's so much more that needs to be done. Let's see. Secret object. Secret trapdoor. Secret door. Do I need to put a doorway down for that? Let's experiment with this, because I have no idea what to expect from it. Kitchen room. Kitchen. Features, there. Door, kitchen. No. No, I guess that doesn't just go there. All right. So I guess secret doors are a little different. Never used a secret door before in this, so I don't know how it works. Not that I necessarily need a secret door here, I'm just screwing around at the moment. Why are you up there? Get down here. Can you not get closer to the wall? Properties. Plot. I would think that this has to be hidden somehow or another, or have a perception check to be done on it. but I don't see anything about how to actually use it or any way to adjust the difficulty or anything. So, meh, we'll delete that. All right. We have about 20 minutes left in this stream. What should I do? Should I continue to screw around with this? Should I try starting on another building? Should I build an NPC? Because I probably should have an NPC in here, at least. Cheater? What? Alright, new. Elf. Fighter. Not that I need to actually justify the classes here. It's an NPC. Doesn't have to do anything. Alright. So we have our first NPC. This is going to be our innkeep, or tavern keeper. My character, I get to screw around as much as I like. And all of this is going to be irrelevant anyway, because you're probably never actually going to fight this person. But if you did, I want you to remember how much a mistake it was. I'll have to go through all of that later at some point. Ooh, wings. Angel wings. Don't need to know any of this, really. Because you should never be fighting this poor little creature. Plot so you can't kill her. Also mark as immortal, just for good measure. And let's create a waypoint path for her. Are we going to draw the waypoint or not? Create the creature and use either its current tag or fill in a new one. Place or make sure the walk waypoints is within the body of the on spawn script for the creature. Place a series of waypoints along the route you wish the creature to walk. Select all newly created waypoints and right click. Choose create set option. Waypoint will have a set name of waypoint plus NPC tag. Thus, if an NPC with a tag guard will have a waypoint set called WP guard. Okay. I think I only need to have a few waypoints, and rather than teleporting around the room or the area, she'll go to those waypoints. If I'm not mistaken. I think that's sitting up on top of the what's her name? Sitting on top of the wall. And in fact, it is sitting on top of the wall. I don't think she's going to be able to achieve that. What I wanted was that. Okay, so oops. Okay. I screwed that up. Properties. What is her tag? Okay. Create set. WP. Lineal. All right. Let's save that and see if that works. I'm going to bet that it's not going to work, but we're going to see anyway. Well, she is moving. In the complete opposite direction that I had intended, but meh. And I think the reason for that is that the waypoints have to be in the exact order that you want them to follow. Now, unless I miss my guess, she will probably backtrack. Yep.
I hear you. I hear you.
And why do we have a nice masculine voice? I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. All right. Exit. So that did work, just not ideally. So we'll recreate that set. Starting there. Create set. WP. Paste her name in, and boom. All right. Now for her inventory. Nope, she doesn't need that. Doesn't need that. Doesn't need that. Or this. Or any of this. She's retired. She does not need to be armed. Certainly not this heavily. Aha, there are my keys. Hmm. Merchant and all that lovely stuff, but I have no idea how to set her as a merchant. Guess that's something I'll have to figure out next time. Set up store. Welcome to the tavern. The 12 Elves. Aha. And then I can set up store or stuff and things. All right, let's go check that out real quick. Although I'm pretty sure that is not exactly what I need or want, and I'll probably have to make adjustments to it. But hey, this is the first night. We're experimenting. I haven't done this in pretty much 20 years. So, let's see. Excuse me. Alright, so I'll have to figure out how to get the keys in here. Thank you. But it's a start. It's a start. I never did check to see if the rooms show their doors or their room numbers or anything.
You won't win! You won't!
Weapon ineffective. Alright. So, it's not great, it's not perfect, but it's a good start. And as much as I consider it frustrating, it's definitely a better start than it was in Minecraft, because I wouldn't have all of this. I wouldn't have lockable rooms and keys for entry and all of that if I stuck with Minecraft. I'd have to come up with my own scripts if I wanted to try it and a whole bunch of other stuff. So even as imperfect as this is, and not what I want in terms of D&D rule sets, it ain't bad. Certainly could be worse. Can we get in the spring or the river stream? We can. Whee! And back inside. So, that was another thing about this. This was from an era where scale was not a serious thing. No one really considered how scaling would actually work in terms of character size versus building size versus what's in the buildings. You want to sit down at something? Forget about it. Can't do it. But that's totally a thing now that people think about and take into account. But, it used to be different. Okay, good. You can't even see the, innkeeper's room back over there. But it's not bad. It's just old. Old technology. Old ways of doing things. And thank you, Spring. So, I think that's going to do it. We are at the 10 o'clock hour and when we wrap things up typically. So, once again, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it very much. I may or may not stream this weekend. It is a holiday this weekend and we're having company from out of town. So, I may or may not stream. If I do stream, it'll probably be either late at night or early in the morning or maybe sometime on Monday. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And I definitely will be back on Tuesday with some more Skyrim unless I'm dead on my feet once again or just not feeling well. But I'll be back, I promise, with Skyrim at some point. Probably Tuesday. Probably. Anyway, I hope you have a good night and a good weekend. If you're in the US, happy Memorial Day. And I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
The last to fall. I won't shed a tear for them to see. And I won't have your name to call. 'Cause I will be the last to fall.